Hello and welcome to Doubles and Trebles. The Group 1s are coming thick and fast at this time of the year with 2-year-olds to the fore at Newmarket this weekend for what they call Future Champions Weekend. We've got the Fillies Mile on Friday and the Dewhurst on Saturday, both of which often or usually decide the champion 2-year-olds in Europe or certainly within the UK. Plus we've got a host of decent group and handicap racers on the supporting cards on both days. So looking to start with at the Fillies Mile itself, 4:10 on Friday over on ITV4, I think it will be on. As usual, somewhat revolves around Aidan O'Brien. He's got 3 of the 9 entries at this stage. The best 2-year-old filly we've seen this season is definitely Opera Singer. But he does hold an entry in this race, but looks unlikely to run. That was certainly the noises given out by Connections after a very, very impressive win at Longchamp a couple of weeks ago. That's why she's 92 in the market. If she was running, Opera Singer would be more like even money for this. So that tells you what you need to know about that one and the chance of it running, but nothing surprises us with that mob. So look out for the entries on Thursday. But the top of the market looks likely to be around Shawari and another Aidan O'Brien runner, Yilang, both of which were ran in a group 2 over 7 furlongs at Newmarket just 2 weeks ago. Both were doing their best work late on in that, and it was a bit of a curious race, really. The winner, Carla's Way, and another who finished tailed off pretty much, got away from the pack there and dominated from the front, kind of. And Shawari and Yilang were both ridden cold and finishing strong. I'm not sure what to make of this Yilang, to be honest. She burst onto the scene in July over in Ireland with a group win on just a second start, but ultimately has disappointed on her last 2 races at short prices. She was a 6-5 favourite in the Moyglare Stud Stakes at Irish Champions Weekend. Didn't really settle there, very, very much disappointed. Probably didn't like the ground either, that was rain softened on that day. And Shawari, on the other hand, who's 7-4 currently favourite, won a decent listed race at Sandown in July before having a midsummer break. Before that run at Newmarket a fortnight ago, sure to appreciate the step up to the mile and potentially could come on again. She had 64 days off in the middle of the summer before that return at Newmarket, so could well come on again. No real standout for me in that race, the Fillies Mile at the moment. It's likely to be between those 2 at the top, but I would be looking maybe at See the Fire, who, as you can see, a bit of blue there, currently 8-1 best price, maybe 7 from the suppliers who are actually going to give you a price. I'd definitely highlight See the Fire there. She was thought good enough to contest a Doncaster at Group 2 on just a second start, and it was a good second there. She finished second. The front 2 easily clear of the rest that day. And yeah, Darnation was the other one who did disappoint, to be fair, behind Opera Singer in France, but Opera Singer was very impressive. Darnation ran at Doncaster, was first. See the Fire was second behind Darnation there. Yeah, See the Fire followed through the winner that day at Doncaster. It was green towards the business end, nearly ran into the back of the winner late on, to be fair, and Oisin Murphy pretty much pulled stumps after that. She only made her debut this year, Fire, in August, on the 12th of August, and certainly bred to be good. By See the Stars out of a Drummond International winner, Arabian Queen, who ran in the same colours. So See the Fire would definitely be of interest, but as usual, waiting for final decks on that one. On to the main event on Saturday, which is earlier than usual. I think ITV might be making way for the rugby. The Dewhurst is actually the main event on the day, and it's 2 o'clock start for that one. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you get your bets on early. Could all be about one race, this Dewhurst Stakes. It probably is. City of Troy, 4-7, already in the anti-post market. Knock your socks off, impressive when winning the Group 2 Superlative Stakes at the other course at Newmarket at the July meeting. That was just his second start. He absolutely dominated that race, winning by 6.5 lengths. Very, very impressive. And he was the City of Troy after that, was the one horse, the 1 2-year-old that everyone was talking about. But we've not seen him since then. That was mid-July. Just on that Superlative Stakes, the second that day, Hartem, was 6.5 lengths behind City of Troy, but won a Group 2 at Goodwood on his next start. So the form was backed up pretty quickly there by Hartem, but we'll maybe come back and touch on him later. City of Troy was meant to, then after that July meeting win, was meant to go to the National Stakes, Irish Champions Weekend. I think that was around the 10th of September, but he missed that as in his intended target. He came out pretty late, soft ground. There was a downfall at the Curragh that day. I was there. And he came out and it basically left an open goal for his stablemate Henry Longfellow. So yeah, that is the only worry you could have really about this City of Troy. Wildly impressive, like I say, at Newmarket, but a 91 break could potentially be a worry, possibly a significant one, but we'll obviously find out on Saturday. As the screen says there, he's 4-7 already. That's only going to go one way and get shorter, you would think, on Thursday, because the current field of 12 is sure to be trimmed further on Thursday when some or even all of the other 5 Aidan O'Brien runners come out. So there's 12 in the race at the moment. Aidan O'Brien has 6 of them. One of them, City of Troy, who looks like he's going to run. How many of the other 5 will run? Probably not many. So that 4-7 could be even shorter when you log in on Saturday. What of the others? I mean, usually when you've got a 4-7 favourite, particularly 2-year-old racers, these would be the ones that I kind of avoid. But I'd be really looking into the without the favourite markets as and when they become available on Thursday. So that basically means, on the assumption that City of Troy wins, who do you think is going to come second? Who do you think is going to win the race behind City of Troy? But yeah, just touching on the others, Iberians in their second favourite at 7-2, produced a career best last time at Doncaster, but on a line through Hartem, does have plenty to find with City of Troy, but they all do, to be fair. And like I say, that was a career best by Iberian. He's only had 3 starts, could well still be improving. That's why he's in there at 7-2, second favourite currently. Array will be running in the Juddmonte colours. Won the Mill Reef well enough 3 weeks ago, but that was on heavy ground. It's currently good to firm at Newmarket, so a very different prospect underfoot for Array there. Was that Mill Reef form up to much? It was a bit of a messy race. Again, we might touch on that a little bit later. I do like Indian Run. He's in there currently at 20-1. I think he'll be underestimated, like he was at York. Although, I mean, Eve Johnson Horton has plenty of 2-year-old winners, but often get underestimated. The age-old argument if it was trained by Aidan O'Brien, etc. But yeah, this Indian Run, I just really like the way he won the Group 3 Acomb Stakes at York in August. That was over 7 furlongs. He had to race wide throughout. He got pretty much no cover, and he still won, pretty well, pretty handily at the line. The form of that York race might not be up to much, but it could well be of interest in the without the favourite markets that aren't up yet. He's 7 times the price of Iberian in the anti-post market, so that might give you an idea of what price he might be in the without favourite markets. And I just think he's going to be too big in those markets, so would definitely be of interest. I'll also give a mention to Hartem. Already touched on him previously, but he was second behind City of Troy in that Superlative Stakes at Newmarket in July. He was a length in front of Iberian in the Goodwood Group 2 on his next start, but has disappointed on his most recent starts, this Hartem. His last 2 starts at a similar level to the race that he won at Goodwood. Maybe after 6 juvenile starts, he has reached his peak for this year, and the others might well be catching up with him. But he's not even on the screen there, Hartem. He's 66-1 outsider of the field currently. I've got no idea whether the intention is to run or not, but he's entered, so that's the intention enough at this stage. And that 66-1 just looks plain wrong to me. Particularly, it'll be shorter than that on Thursday when the O'Brien Battalion come out. I'm not saying back him now because I'm not sure whether Hartem's going to be declared. I see no reason why not, but we'll see what Richard Hannon decides on Thursday. I'm always, on his most recent 2 starts, this Hartem, I'm always willing to put a line through York form, as regular viewers will know. And he was clearly off in the gym crack at York. He drifted on the day. He was up there form figures wise. He was up there, but yeah, he just never really fired it in the gym crack. That was at York. I'm happy to put a line through that. And it was heavy ground and a slightly messy race at Newbury last time in that Mill Reef. That Array won. He was 1 1/4 lengths behind that Array, and yeah, he's over 4 times the price of Array as we speak right now. He's got form lines in front of Iberian, just behind Array, and behind City of Troy. There's a fair bit going for Hartem if you are willing to forgive the last 2 runs that haven't been great, but you're getting well compensated at 66-1 to that. So Hartem and particularly Indian Run would be of definite interest in the without the favourite markets as and when they go live on Thursday. So look out on Doubles and Trebles Twitter, or we may be back with a weekend preview later in the week. The big handicap of the weekend is the Cesarewitch, a potential of 34 runners over 2 miles and 2 furlongs at Newmarket. The only race in the UK calendar to start in one county and finish in another. A little one for your pub quiz there. Not usually the type of race that interests me, but certainly be of interest to many punters this weekend. The big handicap. The last 5 winners have been trained by Charlie Burns, Nicky Henderson, and 3 for Willie Mullins. So it's been a jump trainer's benefit. And with the prize money on offer, you can't blame them for having a go. Usually, it's all about the Willie Mullins runner or two that are thrown in at the handicap, but not this time. He's not really got. He's not got any runners nowhere near the top of the market. But it is of similar ilk. Gordon Elliott, Willie Mullins' big rival from over in Ireland, trains the anti-post favourite Pied Piper, who is around 11-2. As you can see, this Pied Piper is a Grade 2 hurdle winner in his career. Wasn't beaten for in the Irish Champion hurdle earlier this year. The jumps form is there for all to see. Can he convert that over to the flat? I mean, you won't put it off Gordon Elliott getting that job done, and there's sure to be a big name jockey in the saddle come Thursday afternoon when the decks are in. But if those with the flat racing profile that is the leading contender from a flat racing perspective is this Grand Providence, who I quite like, to be honest. He's 10-1 standout, top price there, as you can see, a bit shorter elsewhere. The further this Grand Providence has gone, the better he has looked in his short career. He's still only a 3-year-old. Won the official Cesarewitch trial over course and distance last time pretty easily. I think the official distance was a length, but if you go back and watch that replay of Grand Providence last time, it was easier than that. He looked like the winner for virtually all of that race, and he's sure to be going only in one direction. He's shown he can get the trip, the course, the distance. I think he's got as good a chance as any, this Grand Providence, and I can see him going off a lot shorter than 10-1 on the day. He looks the perfect candidate to me, and of all the horses mentioned and all the races looked at in this video, he would be the one that I'd be happy to back anti-post at this stage, whereas on the Fillies Mile and the Dewhurst, I'm waiting for the decks to get involved on them. But in conclusion, Grand Providence for this Cesarewitch would definitely be a bet. I'm interested in Hartem and Indian Run in the without favourite markets when they become available on the Dewhurst, and I do quite like this See the Fire, who could be around 5, 6, 7-1 for the Fillies Mile come Friday. So keep an eye on them. Thanks for watching as normal, and we'll be back more with racing content.